Evening, everyone. Hope everybody had a good Father's Day. We're going to continue with the end reading of the January magazine of the Harley Davidson Enthusiast for 1941. But before I do, I want to just do a nice walk around here of our original paint 41. Just a reminder, this is Cruiser Green, factory custom panel of seafoam green. This is original paint knucklehead. It is a 74-inch, therefore an FL. This 41 was the very first year of the FL. It's a brand new idea. Harley Davidson found out they had weak cases and had to change the entire case from the left side for the 42 year. And we still need to find a left gas cap for this one here, or short one. But other than that, I put this front wheel on just to move it here. I've got the original wheel sitting over there. It's got a flat. I gotta fix it. But I'm putting this in the window of the reading just to give us a reminder of what these boys were riding. This was a brand new bike at the time that this magazine had come out. And production started in September of 1940 for this machine. So I'm going to put the camera down and pick up the book and continue the reading. Give me a second here. So again, this is part 6 of Bedtime Stories with Todd. And we're going to continue here. Give me a second to find our spot. There we go. So I'm going to read this ad first here and explain what it's talking about, and we're going to finish. And again, this is the leather-bound Harley Davidson Enthusiast for 1941. It's all 12 issues in here. This would be something that someone would be so interested in what was going on in the Harley world that after they got their 12 issues, they actually had to purchase this here because they wanted a memento. So you first got your 12 issues because you had signed up with Harley, which came free if you actually are a registered Harley Davidson rider. And then you had to buy this if you wanted it. So these are actually much rarer than just an enthusiast. Opportunity. We are looking for young men. Dealers everywhere have made an outstanding success of selling and servicing Harley Davidson motorcycles. Many of our dealers have been identified with the sale of Harley Davidson motorcycles and allied products for long terms of years. As the guy who says, long terms of years. They're respected and substantial businessmen in their communities. Most of these men started modestly. They liked motorcycling, and it was a pleasure to tell, show friends and prospects the joy and advantages of Harley Davidson ownership. They made sales and serviced the motorcycles in their territories. They prospered. Now and then, attractive territories are available for young men who want to get into the Harley Davidson motorcycle business on a full-time or a part-time basis. Let me explain what that meant. At this time in history, Harley Davidson was pursuing anybody who wanted to make a go of being a dealer. I'm living in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska. Can I be a dealer? Sure. We'll give you a bike at dealer cost, and we'll send you some literature and some pamphlets, and we'll support you with how to do it. And you ride your bike around to all the other farm boys and tell them you can get them their Harley Davidson too, because how good this bike is. You were called a dealer rider. Today, they don't exist. It's all mega malls. Now, at the time, if you wanted to just buy your bike wholesale and tell them you were going to try to be a Harley dealer, they'd give you a wholesale bike. Sign them all up. That's why they wanted young men, because young guys are more energetic than this old guys. One. And they wanted people to start out that would be able to be with them for a long time. So if you start out when you're 20, you might have 30 or 40 years of being a dealer. They were looking to the future. Now and then, attractive territories are available for young men who want to get into the Harley Davidson motorcycle business on a full-time or part-time basis. I understand what that means. We want to get in touch with honest, ambitious young men who like motorcycling and who want to increase their incomes and get ahead in the world. If you have some money to get started, drop us a line. Should we have a dealer in your territory, then we may have something worth looking into not so far away. Write Desk A1 Sales Department, telling us something about yourself and your experience. You'll hear from us promptly. Harley Davidson Motor Company. Now we continue with the letters from Harley Davidson Enthusiasts. What do Harley Davidson owners think of their mounts? We reproduce below a few of the hundreds of enthusiastic letters we received during the course of the year. You'll pick at random from a large volume of correspondence. There are comments which are typical of the average proud Harley Davidson owner. Mayfair, Johannesburg, Transvaal, South Africa. Just a few lines to tell you how pleased I am with my 39 Harley Davidson. I enjoy and prefer motorcycling more than any other sport. When it's on a Harley Davidson, well, just let me go. I get it through every time I get into the saddle. I've had 2 Harley Davidsons and have had hardly no trouble to speak of on the road. For both pleasure and business, give me a Harley Davidson. R. Crumper, Jr. Chicago, Illinois. Enclosed is a picture of myself and my faithful mount, a Harley Davidson 3961 overhead valve, which has taken me on so many extensive tours, including the East and West Coast, also Florida and Canada. There's such faithful service, I couldn't help but be a 61 booster. This scenic picture enclosed was taken of a giant redwood tree in Underwood, California, while touring the West last August. Here is hoping that many riders who read The Enthusiast will have an opportunity to share the pictures and make them realize what beautiful scenes touring by motorcycle offers. I vote for motorcycling on a Harley Davidson, the greatest outdoor sport. Madeline Williams, a girl. This is Madeline over here, with her riding outfit and her motorcycle. It says right here, Madeline Williams, Chicago Miss, is shown with her 61 overhead valve in the archway of the chandelier tree in Underwood, California. Madeline has covered countless thousands of miles on our Harley Davidson. Here's the redwood tree here, chandelier tree. This is a brand new 39 she's riding. If you look closely, you can see the curvature of the crash bars I was mentioning earlier. The 39 and 40 crash bar is very different from 38, which is different from 41 to 46. It's nowhere near a square. You can totally see it in the photo. You get that?
Lower, move it. Let me see. No.
Got it?
Right there. Yeah, right
You
there.
zoom as close as you can on the crash bar.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, I see the crush bar.
Yeah, you can totally tell the curvature.
Yeah. Okay,
That's what
raise
I
the
was
book
saying.
up. Okay, yeah, right there.
243 North 15th Street, Sebring, Ohio. So motorcycling got into my blood. I've been riding for 4 years. I began when I was 14 years old. No driver's license there. Didn't need them. Under separate cover, I'm sending a 5x7 snap of myself. I wish that every girl rider in the country would drop me a line. I'll answer everyone who writes to me. My motorcycle is a 45. I am a firm believer in the fact that Harley Davidson can't be beat. Our whole family is Harley Davidson minded. Margaret Ward. This is Margaret right here. Another young lady who finds the Harley Davidson way the ideal means of transportation. Miss Margaret Ward of Sebring, Ohio. This is Margaret in the riding leathers and her trusty 45. Rochester, New York. Enclosed is a snapshot which we hope you'll be able to use in the Enthusiast. This is the snapshot here.
Race up.
The picture shows the winners in the all-girls motorcycle show sponsored by the Wacomo Pals at Waterloo, New York. Holding the trophy won for the best appearing uniformed passenger rider is Marion Cams of Medina, New
Raise
York.
the book up a little bit more. Yeah, right there.
Driver is the motorcycle is Helen Newman of Batavia, also a winner on the day's program. Both girls wore black and gold uniforms and are members of the Medina Ramblers. Here's a picture right here. You can see the motorcycle hats, just like what I'm wearing. This is what people wore. Now, pre-war, you had to buy the Harley Davidson little wing and sew it on yourself. After the war, it was part of the hat. They got their ties on, their matching pants and boots. They were snappy dressers. That's what they call them. Pilot Helen Newman of Batavia, New York, and passenger Marion Cams of Medina, New York, winners in the all-girls motorcycle show held recently by the Wacomo Pals Club of Rochester. That's the caption here. Now the motorcycle itself, it's a big twin flathead. I can see by the air cleaner. The air cleaner says 36 with the decal here. So I believe that's a 36 U. Actually, yep, look at the primary. Yep. And this is a 36 VL is what it would be, not a UL. Sorry, boys. But got the luggage rack here. And look at the bags. It doesn't have the 4 posters here. It's just got a curved bag mount. Real interesting. So the bags were put on later. This type of bag was not available in 36. But it's definitely a 36 VL. I can see from the primary, the air cleaner, and the decal. Looks like they left the stripe out, so it would be a custom paint. Paraiso Canal Zone. I am sending you a picture of me taken while I was on the interior of Panama. In short, I'm exploring Panama on my new 1940 Harley Davidson 45 Twin. They had not conquered malaria at this time. It was a big problem when they dug the canal, but it was not conquered yet. They just swept it out of the canal zone itself. Go outside the barrier where the U.S. was, you're in malaria world. So he's being very adventuresome. And when the French tried to dig the Panama Canal, they were conquered by the malaria mosquito. Couldn't do it. Teddy Roosevelt came in with a brand new chemical called DDT and dug the canal. It was approximately 1900, 1905, right in there. I forget the exact date. You can look it up. But this is not very much past that period of time, and Panama was very malaria-ridden still. We have started a club down here. I think motorcycling is a great sport. The 45 has given me swell performance. For a light machine, it rides like a feather. It's the best motorcycle I've ever driven. Elliot Adams. And here's old Elliot right here. This trusty little 45. And I can't tell the year. The canal zone comes in this photograph of Booster Elliot Adams, who tells in the letter above the fun that he is having exploring Panama on his mount. The Enthusiast, a magazine for motorcyclists, published monthly by Harley Davidson Motor Company, 3700 West Genoa Avenue, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA. Sent free to all factory registered owners of Harley Davidson motorcycles. To others, subscription price is 25 cents for 6 months, 50 cents for 1 year. Special note, be sure to notify us immediately of any change in your address. The Enthusiast is mailed 3rd class and therefore does not enjoy the forwarding privileges of the 1st class mail. So again, even if you're a registered rider, you had to purchase this. Most guys just got the magazine and said, that's good. 200-mile road race championship set for February 15th and 16th. Better get ready for your midwinter vacation now. The 200-mile road racing championship is going to be run at good old Daytona Beach on February 15th and 16th. This great annual midwinter classic will be bigger and better than ever according to all advanced information. The 200-miler, as in the past, will be held on Sunday, February 16th, and a 100-mile race for novice riders will be staged on Saturday. These dates were selected because low tide conditions will be most favorable at this time. The races are being sponsored by the Recreation Department of Daytona Beach. Activities will get underway unofficially as early as February 14th when hundreds of visiting riders from all over the nation, hundreds, this is the Daytona bike run that thousands go to every year. Hundreds are expected. That's how small it was. While the nation will begin pulling into town, Saturday afternoon the novice riders will match their mounts and their skill. In the evening, a mammoth field meet will be held under floodlights for visiting clubs and riders. There will be a complete program of events. Prizes will also be given to the best uniformed clubs. Drill teams will also perform. It is estimated that there will be 3.5 hours of swell entertainment on tap. That's exactly what it says. Swell entertainment on tap. On Sunday comes the big 200-mile speed battle. If you want a real midwinter vacation in the sunny south, gas up your iron pony and make your plans now. See you in Daytona. So this is the Harley Davidson honeymoon. We already read you from this from Ferd Marie. And go down to this ad here. Harley Davidson Oil stars at Oakland. You see him on the big dirt track. Harley Davidson Oil also made a record in the Great Oakland 200-mile National Road Race Championship, where the first 7 finishers were mounted on Harley Davidsons. First 7 finishers. The 7 intrepid riders piloted their mounts relentlessly for a total of 1,400 blazing miles at wide open throttle in the toughest of all high-speed tests. 1,400 miles? Blasting? Wow. Oh my God, I wouldn't want to do that. Pistons flashed up and down at terrific rate. Gears turned countless thousands of times. Bearings were cruelly punished. Yet all 7 motors rode over the finish line singing the same sweet song of speed and power. Behind this wonderful record-breaking display of motor performance lies a thrilling story of lubrication. The 7 Harley-Davidson winners used Harley-Davidson regular heavy oil exclusively, big print, the same oil you can buy from your Harley-Davidson dealer for your own mount. This famous oil is made to retain its viscosity and lubricating qualities in the severest service. It says, in the severest service. It will keep your motor operating at the peak of efficiency. You can get Harley-Davidson oil in orange and black refinery sealed cans from Harley-Davidson dealers everywhere. Obtainable in medium heavy, regular heavy, and high-speed special grades. Take a tip from the Oakland, California Speed Boys. See your dealer. If he cannot supply you, order direct from Harley Davidson Motor Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA. Now, I've been to Oakland. I mean, it's just pack city. I have no idea where this track was in Oakland at all. One of these days I'll find out. But it's basically slum city right now. Old town and slummy. But here's the very back. And we have an ad. Centrifugally controlled oil pump on the 1941 Harley Davidsons for tops and motor performance.
Oh, raise the book. I can't get it.
Now what that is a little round centrifugal unit inside here. And it spins with a spring according to the speed, and it allows more or less oil according to your needs into your motor, which we'll explain here. So they discovered by 1949, with the advent of the panhead, that they did not need that. What this was a way to hopefully not oil the knucklehead top end, which was a notorious leaker. They never did seal it. They never sealed panheads either. It took modern chemicals. High speed, low speed, any speed you choose to roll along. The 1941 Harley-Davidson motor gets just the right amount of lubrication. Not too little to cause excess wear, and not too much to foul and carbon up the works. This new centrifugally controlled oil pump is a real mechanical marvel. Oil from the tank passes through the pump to the centrifugally controlled bypass valve. Rate of oil flow is absolutely regulated according to motor speed. As the motor revs up, the centrifugal mechanism spins at a constant ratio. A valve closes and the motor gets more oil. At low speeds, the valve opens farther, permitting more oil to bypass to the gear case and back to the tank. Less oil flows to the motor. Better motor performance at all speeds and longer motor life. That is what you get in the 1941 Harley-Davidson centrifugally controlled, high-pressure circulating oil system. Here's another engineering advancement that gives you extra service, extra value, and extra satisfaction. See the new models at your Harley-Davidson dealers today. Try them out and get full particulars about a trade-in deal and easy pay plan. Harley-Davidson Motor Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So that concludes our reading in 6 parts of the January Enthusiast. This is the cover. January 1941.
Okay.
And this is old Ferd's wife here. There's 36 out in the Joshua Tree. And we'll continue with part 7 with February 1941 Enthusiast. So we'll see you on the next one, boys. Good night.